The Bride Beneath the Willow. Ashbourne Manor had always been a place of beauty and silence. Nestled beyond the edge of Elmsmere village, it stood surrounded by weeping willows and a garden of white roses. But no one entered its gates anymore, not since the tragedy of Eleanor Ashbourne. Eleanor was the only daughter of Lord Ashbourne, a kind and gentle soul known for her music and her laughter. She was engaged to Thomas Whitmore, a young composer from London, and their love was the kind that made even the coldest hearts believe in fairy tales. Their wedding was set for the spring of 1892, and the manor was filled with preparations, flowers, music, guests arriving from afar. But on the morning of the wedding, Eleanor vanished. Her gown was found torn near the willow tree. Her veil lay in the fountain, stained with blood. Thomas searched the grounds, screaming her name, but she was gone. No body was found. No note. Only silence. Rumors spread. Some said she ran away. Others whispered of a jealous suitor, or a family curse. Thomas, broken and consumed by grief, locked himself in the manor and never left. He died a year later, his final composition unfinished, his last words written in a letter no one dared open. The manor was abandoned. Years passed. The village forgot. But the roses never wilted, and the piano in the parlor sometimes played by itself. Then came Clara. A modern artist with a fascination for forgotten places, Clara arrived in Elmsmere to paint the manor. She was drawn to its sadness, its silence. She rented a cottage nearby and began sketching the estate. But soon, strange things began to happen. She dreamed of a woman in a wedding gown, standing beneath the willow. She heard music at night. Her paintings began to change, faces she hadn't drawn, eyes full of sorrow, hands reaching out. One evening, Clara entered the manor. Inside, time had stopped. Dust covered everything, but the piano gleamed. On the stairs lay a veil, delicate, torn, and stained. Clara followed the trail to the garden, where the willow tree stood. There, she saw her. Eleanor. Not a ghost of rage, but of sorrow. Her eyes met Clara's, and suddenly, Clara saw everything. Eleanor hadn't run away. She had been murdered. On the morning of her wedding, she discovered a secret. Her father had arranged for her to marry a wealthy nobleman in exchange for saving the estate from ruin. Eleanor refused. She ran to the garden to meet Thomas and elope, but her father's valet, under orders to stop her, struck her down. She died beneath the willow, her blood soaking the roots. Her father buried the truth. Thomas was told she had fled. The valet disappeared. And Eleanor's spirit remained, trapped by betrayal and silence. Clara, shaken but determined, returned to the manor the next day. She found Thomas's final letter hidden behind the piano. It was addressed to Eleanor. "If you are gone, then I am nothing. But if your soul lingers, let my music guide you home." Clara played the melody Thomas had written, the unfinished waltz. As the notes filled the air, the veil lifted from the fountain and floated toward the willow. The roses bloomed brighter. The wind whispered Eleanor's name. And she was free. The villagers found Clara in the garden, painting Eleanor's final portrait, her face serene, her veil whole, her spirit at peace. The manor was no longer cursed. It became a place of remembrance, of love lost and found. Every spring, on the anniversary of the wedding, the piano plays again. And beneath the willow, the roses bloom blood red.